The next thing we're going to do is we're going to discuss tests and quizzes. So you're going to go to Add Materials, and under there you'll see the little puzzle piece. That's your tests and quizzes icon. You're going to give it a name. We're going to do one on Dr. Seuss, so I'm just going to call it Dr. S. You're going to want to give it a due date so that you know when it needs to be open, or when they're going to be taking the tests, or when the window is. So I'm just going to choose the 23rd. I'm going to give it 6 points because there's 6 different test question types, and each of them is going to be 1 point. Category, you can put it under which category you might have it under in your grade book, what you might have as grade book options, and then again, just like the other one, other things that we've had before, you can individually assign. You can make it visible or not visible to students when you are doing it here. You can turn on and off the grading statistics, and then having comments enabled or not, you can choose there. And then the last one, copying. You know how we've been able to copy to other courses. You can't copy it until after you've created the whole assessment. So I'm going to go ahead and create. And now you see this area here. We don't have any test questions yet, so we've got to get some test questions in here. And then we'll go to settings, then we'll be able to preview it. And then results will be when the students take the test. And then you have the comments on the side here too. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to do add a question. And the first one is a true, type is a true false. With true false, you go in and just type in your question. So I'm going to just do Sam's eggs are blue. And then down here, I can type in text for true or text for false. So I could do yes, no if I wanted to make it simpler instead of true and false. Going back up here for a second, notice that there is an audio visual recording. Remember that if you want to record your voice, record the questions for students, do it on your iPad and not on the computer. So going back down again here, what is it going to look like true false wise? I could do yes, no, and then which is the correct answer, true or false? And in this case it's false. So I'm going to do false here, and if I want a correction, I can just check this box. What that means is you wanted them to type in what the correct phrase might be. I'm going to turn it off. I just want a true false. Subjective question, you can use this here if you don't, there isn't a right answer. So for example, if you're wanting to just poll the kids on a bunch of things and see where they're standing on things, you want to just do some yes, no, but there's no right or wrong answer, go ahead and do that. And then the last one is timed question. So if you want them only to have a certain amount of time for each question, you just go ahead and click on that and then put in the test limits. But I'm going to unclick that for right now because I don't want it timed. And remember I said I just wanted 1 point for each question, so I'm just going to do 1. And then you can also align it to a learning target. And we're going to talk about that at a different point in time. But just know that you can align it to learning targets. Where you might want to use that is, let's say you're just creating a bank of questions that go with the same target, and then you're able to pull those in. That's when you might want to use that one. And then I'm going to go create question. And there's my question, my first one. So I'm going to add another question. My next one is multiple choice. Multiple choice, just like it says, is going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4. You just put in as many ones as you want. So I'm just going to type in something, what holiday does the, and again, these are not higher order thinking skill questions, but just for the purpose of this. And put down your answers down below. So my first one is going to be, let's put the right answer first. And And then from here, what you're going to do is the thing you want to make sure you do is choose the right answer over here. So I'm going to just do the correct answer is Christmas. So I'll make sure the check mark is there. You can have multiple. I can move these around if I want, or I can ask them to randomize the choice later. I can add more choices. So let's say right now we have 4 here. If I wanted 5 or 6, I could add more here. But because I want only 3, I'm going to click remove blank, and then it'll get it down to 3 choices. Down below here, randomize the choices. So I could click that if I just want to randomize it, the choices on here. I can allow partial credit. So if there are multiple answers, they would get 1 for each of the questions they get right. Again, the timed question, and I'm going to take off and just give it 1 point and go ahead and create that question. Okay. Now you'll notice that it doesn't have the true false underneath it. It doesn't have the multiple choice. We'll be able to take a look at it under preview later, what the test looks like. So I'm going to add another question. This one's going to be ordering. And this might be, oh, I'm not thinking right now, so let me think for a second. Okay, took a quick break and typed everything in. So I'm going to have them put the following books in alphabetical order. I write the books in the right order that the correct answer should be. The program will randomize them. So green eggs and ham, 1 fish, 2 fish, Nietzsche's. Again, I'm going to remove the blanks because I'm only going to have them do the 3. Allow partial credit again, allows them to have which ones are right, get credit for those. Is it a timed question? Again, it's not. I'm going to take off and only give it 1 point and create the question. Next one down is short answer essay. And this one I'm just going to type in what I want them to write about. What is your favorite Dr. Seuss book and why? You can allow a character limit. So if you want them only to be concise and you want to bring it down to something, you can do that. Allow rich text answers for students. That means that they'll have some more editing options. It won't just be, they can change colors, make bold, things like that. Allow for video or audio answers from the students. If you want to allow the kids to just record something, you can click that there. And is it a timed question? And again, I'm only giving it 1 point. Now remember, this one won't self-grade, obviously, because you want to read it. So you'll have to grade that one question, or those types of questions when they come in. Next one down is a fill in the blank. And so name this title. And what you do on this one is you type in the words, but where you want a blank, you just put an underscore in. Add in the underscore. What it does then, it recognizes the underscores, and you only need to do 1, and then you type in your answer here. Now, if you want to put additional answers in there, you can put it in. So let's say there's more than 1 right answer that could go in that space. You can add answers for that. Again, you have allow partial credit. You can give them a word bank that gives them some ideas. You can make it case sensitive. So I would have to make sure I put the capital H on the top of hat. If I enabled that, again, I could make it a timed question and how many points. And I create the question here. Last one is matching. Match character and book. So you might do star-bellied And the answer would be Sneetches. And Cindy Lou Who goes with the Grinch. You want to put the pairs together here. They will randomize it when it's created. Lorex, and again, this one's Lorex. And again, these aren't questions I would use on a day-to-day basis. I can remove the blanks because I only want 3. Filler words, if you want more words here on the answer side, so if I want extra words, for example, I could put in here other books like Horton Hears a Who. This is The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. You get the picture. I'm doing this quickly. You can allow partial credits, so the ones they get right, they get right. You can make it a subjective question so that you have to score them and take a look at them. It can or can't be timed, and again, I'm only giving it 1 credit. Create the question. So now I have my 6 questions that I'm done, and this is what I want on the assessment. Anytime I can go back and edit them, or I can add them to a bank. So I could create a bank if let's say we're working together on different questions for math or different questions for Dr. Seuss. I could add it to a Dr. Seuss bank, and then teachers can go in and take a look at it from there. I'll do another video later. We'll talk about on the last day more about test question banks. Options here, again, you can add all the questions to a bank, or you can reorder them if you don't want them here. For example, we could add a page break in, and so I have the page break down here, so I might want to reorder it and move that page break up halfway, so there's a break, and then I can save the changes here. Okay, I'll talk about settings in the next video.